Brothers, sisters, friends, Assalamu alaikum. I would like to dedicate today's speech to a 2-year-old boy called Nadim Abdul Muti. He's an orphan. His father was killed by the Israelis some weeks ago. And if you want to help him and other orphans like him, Interpal have a whole list of orphans you can help and help educate. And that is who I am dedicating this talk to today. I would also like to point out that the views I share with you today are not necessarily those shared by the Islam Channel. This conference is all about unity, uniting under one banner. Indeed, it is a wonderful idea, although looking around today, I'm not sure if it's practical. You see, I am a realist, and I tell the truth, which means I'm about as popular as a pork sandwich in some circles. However, those who know me well will also tell you I make a good and loyal friend, and as such, the advice I give might not be popular, but it comes with sincerity and from the heart. So please accept this speech in the spirit it is given. As you know, I'm a journalist and words are the tools of my trade. But no words could adequately describe the shock and anger I felt when the horrific events of July 7 began to unfold. Therefore, I suppose it was fitting we marked the deaths of the London bombing victims with silence. 2 minutes silence. I bet many of you in here today joined in just as you probably did for the dead of 9/11, for the victims of Bali, Kenya, and Madrid. Even George Best was given a 1-minute silence at Old Trafford after the soccer star drank himself into an early grave. But what about the deafening silence over the hundreds of thousands of dead across the Muslim world? Those who stand on this platform today and speak about innocence, those who have stood on this platform today and have spoken about the innocence in the war on terror have never seen the twisted, mangled bodies of our children, our brothers and sisters across the Muslim world. I have walked through the killing fields of Iraq, Palestine, and Afghanistan, and I can tell you that the bodies of our brothers and sisters blown apart, liberated to death by American and British bombs, crushed by Israeli tanks and bulldozers, look exactly the same as the bodies I saw being pulled out of the wreckage of Pan Am Flight 103, which exploded over Lockerbie on December 21, 1988. But while the relatives of those murdered were compensated with millions of dollars, there is not even a tear, an ounce of sympathy, or even 2 minutes silence for our dead. I am talking about the slaughter of our brothers and sisters, not just in Iraq, Afghanistan, or Palestine, but the tens of thousands who died in Bosnia, Kashmir, Chechnya, Uzbekistan, Thailand, Indonesia, Gujarat. I could go on. And what about our shameful silence over the Gulag, which is called Guantanamo? More than 500 of our brothers are still languishing there. I was hoping that the Foreign Office Minister would care to tell us what is being done to help the 10 or so British residents caged there. And of course, I was hoping that he might be able to shed some light on the ghost detainees, thousands of them being held in torture facilities around the globe at the behest and request of the British government's closest ally, America. A few days ago, one of the guests on my TV show, The Agenda, was the American Jewish academic and author Norman Finkelstein. And I asked him what he thought about rendition. He said he had no idea what I was talking about. And then he said, "You mean the kidnap, torture, and murder of terror suspects?" I thanked him for correcting me. So would those representatives of the British government, if they're still here, tell us exactly what they are going to do about the CIA flights which come into our airspace, land in our airports, with these brothers on board? We already know that British intelligence receives and uses information from foreign agencies who extract information by inflicting the most vile forms of torture on our brothers and sisters. We know because of the heroic whistleblower Craig Murray and others like him, the former British ambassador to Uzbekistan. He wrote in memos and told Foreign Secretary Jack Straw exactly what was happening in Uzbekistan. But Straw was either not interested or could not care less. English philosopher Edmund Burke once said, "All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing." What is the Foreign Office doing to stop the torture? What is it doing to bring the British residents from Cuba? And more importantly, what are we doing to stop the global abuse and torture of our brothers and sisters? The day I said La ilaha illa Allah was the day I joined the greatest family on earth. I was told that if just one member of my family was in pain, just one, I should feel that pain. We should all be writhing in agony now. When I lie awake at night, I can almost hear the screams of pain coming out of the dungeons in Iraq, where the Interior Ministry methods of torture are now worse than Saddam's. And guess what? The British Foreign Office knows exactly what is going on. It's the talk in Baghdad diplomatic circles and has been for months. But hey, it's just Muslims, so who really cares? I am sorry if I am making anyone from the government feel uncomfortable, but if I don't tell you, who will?
Takbir! Takbir! Takbir!
Can we rely on our so-called Muslim